Well, what treatment is available for those who've been diagnosed with both type 1 and type 2 diabetes? What do we need to know about managing that disease? Registered dietitian and certified diabetes care and education specialist Sarah Rentschler has the answers. Good to see you, Sarah.
Thank you for having me.
Well, this is an important topic in our area, and let's, kind of address the prevalence of diabetes in the tri-state.
Yeah, so unfortunately, diabetes is very common. In fact, about 1 in 10 Americans actually have diabetes. However, about 1 in 5 of those are undiagnosed. And that's actually very significant because even though we may not have diabetes or even pre-diabetes, that damage can start to accumulate in our body. So even though we may not know it, we may not have that diagnosis yet, it's really important to bring awareness and increase the diagnosis of diabetes so that we can prevent any future problems.
And does the blood test reveal that to our providers or caregivers?
Yes, so we can get what's called a hemoglobin A1C, which can basically show you kind of a 3-month average of your blood sugars. And there is a normal range, a pre-diabetes range, and then there's the diabetes range as well. So it's really important to try and have that early diagnosis if we can. And unfortunately, we may not always have symptoms of pre-diabetes, but there are some symptoms of diabetes, including things like increased thirst, increased urination. So those are some things to look out for, as well as increased fatigue, maybe some irritability, some mood changes. So if you're noticing any of those things, it might be a good idea to see if we can get tested for diabetes.
And I do hear encouraging things from people in your field that there are lots of things we can do personally to keep our health on a better track once we know that we are pre-diabetic.
Yes, absolutely. So maintaining a healthy weight is certainly one of the most important things. So that's going to include things like your diet, your lifestyle, exercise, so making sure that we're more active and less sedentary. If you're taking any sort of medication, making sure you're taking it as prescribed. And then sometimes your doctor may have you check your blood sugars at home as well, and that can be really helpful just to kind of see what your blood sugars are looking like at home.
Keep you on track too.
Exactly.
Well, let's talk about some of the myths, because with all things, especially something that is so much a part of our population, what are some of the myths out there about diabetes?
I'd say probably one of the most common ones that I hear is just that eating too much sugar can cause diabetes, and that's not necessarily always the case. Especially for those with type 1 diabetes, that's an autoimmune disorder, so that's not necessarily going to just be caused by eating too much sugar. Same with type 2 diabetes. There are a lot of other factors that come into play, such as family history, age, race. So unfortunately, there are some things that are out of our control, but we still do have some control over things like diet and exercise, but just by eating too much sugar isn't necessarily going to be the main cause of diabetes.
Now, you have a program coming up for people to really kind of learn more about what to do.
Yes, so we are so excited. This is the first year that we're doing this, but November is Diabetes Awareness Month, and November 14th is World Diabetes Day. So at the Health Park, we are going to be hosting a World Diabetes Day Fun and Facts Expo that is going to be held November 14th from 4:30 to 6:30. We're going to have a lot of different vendors that are going to have a bunch of resources for those with type 1 and type 2 diabetes. We'll have crafts and activities for kids, lots of activities and things going on. So we hope everybody can come. You could just stop by if you're interested in learning more about diabetes. If you have diabetes, if you have a loved one with diabetes, there's going to be something there for you. So it is free to attend, and like I mentioned, it's 4:30 to 6:30. You can just pop in, come and see what we've got.
Be ready with your questions too, because you're going to be face to face with people who deal with this every day. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
We'll have more lifestyles for you right after this. Stick around.